entire fucking life. You've probably heard of socialism or communism. And they say they try to control your entire life. Your whole day is taken away from you. What control do you have over your day now?
Most people have to be chained to a desk for 40 hours a week and they're not allowed to leave.
When you wake up in the morning and you feel like shit and you have to wipe the sleep from your eyes and like look around and be like, why does this have to happen this early in the morning? That's a capitalism.
And it controls everything, like your healthcare, your education. It all comes down to making money, but some things just don't make money. Honestly, ask yourself, how afraid are you of getting an injury and how that could possibly fuck up your life?
Yeah, you're being stopped from skateboarding, breakdancing, doing anything fun, because if you get injured, you're fucked forever. You can't go to work.
And so then you have all these people that say, well, we can make a kinder capitalism, a more conscious capitalism. It isn't gonna fucking happen. We need anarchy, we need socialism, we need communism, we need anything but more capitalism.
But wait, Brett, when you go to the grocery store, you have almost unlimited choice. You can buy 100 different types of cereals.
All made from the same stuff with different graphics on the outside.
All corn. It's basically just a bunch of boxes of corn.
That's capitalism.
It actually treats about 1% of the population like humans, and the rest of us like tools for those superhumans. You don't have any money, your bank account's low? I know where the money is. Jeff Bezos has it, the Waltons have it.
And they took it from us, right?
They took it from us.
We're just getting our money back.
Yeah, your work made that money. You deserve that money. That's your money. The 1% has never decided to do the right thing. That's why we have to take power and just spread it out among the 100% of people that exist.
Oh my God, have you heard the news? Kids are dying of kratom.
That's not true.
They're injecting it into their veins.
I don't think that's happening.
An ABC Action News exclusive. A mom says a popular herb killed her son.
The most recent death happened in early June. Kratom, also known as metrogenine, was one of 4 drugs blamed for his death.
This was like the devil's drug.
It really is just a green powder that makes people feel better.
Yeah, it's a leaf. It grows from the ground, you smash it up, you make a tea out of it, you throw it down the back of your throat, you eat some capsules, and you feel better, your mind's clear. And most people that use kratom don't have access to healthcare or prescriptions or any of that regular medicine stuff. They get it from local stores or online.
Let's do an example here. You're a young person, you don't understand. Oh, man. Welcome to Street Fight Radio. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, it's Wednesday night and time for a street fight. Actually, so goddamn late, it's technically Thursday. But we are here, as always, doing the live show, the late night edition. You can watch the live stream on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Find us at twitch.tv/streetfightradio. That's, we're trying to get more watchers, more viewers, more subscribers, all of that kind of stuff. Yes, Scrub League just asked, yes, if you buy the super chat feature, we do get that money. So that's one way to support the show. If you like Twitch and you like custom emojis and all that stuff, we're going to be working on that more and more.
on there in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna start doing late night shit.
Okay.
Different people and different videos and stuff like that. So I don't know exactly what it's gonna be, but I think I want to have like musical guests, and I want to.
We are currently working with like 4 fucking computers to get streaming up and running and stable and all of that. We appreciate all the support from people during this time, and especially on the Patreon, those of you that still continue to subscribe to us, it means a lot. We just got done watching a fucking amazing movie.
Yeah, I got my hands on We Sold Our Souls for Rock and Roll, which is like an unreleased movie about Ozfest 99 by Penelope Spheris. And I'm going to tell you right now, we just watched this thing, and it was like what? Go ahead.
Can I just say that for people that don't know, Penelope Spheris is the woman that made Decline of Western Civilization 1 through 3. And this was supposed to be number 4, and it never got released, and every time it's been on the internet, it's been taken down.
Yeah, they take it down a lot.
It's hard to find.
Yeah, so we got it, and I saved it, and I'm probably going to watch it 100 times now. It's like so fun to watch.
Yes.
It's like VHS quality, and it is just...
It's about
Ozfest 99.
And it was shocking to see, but also at the same time it was really affirming, because 99, I was 15 at the time when that happened, and I mean I had an adultish brain. Like, I'm around Gwen enough. Like, I think Gwen kind of gets it,
Yeah.
She's very immature and doesn't have life experience, but she's with it enough to see what the attitudes of people are, what the world is like, what grown-up shit is,
Yeah.
She knows. And, like, it's just so antiquated.
Yeah.
Like, 1999 looks like 1979. I mean, it was 20 years ago, but it looks like a century ago. And it was. I mean, it was caveman times. Sharon Osbourne is screaming with the preacher about, like, gay and lesbian marriage and shit like that.
Yeah.
There is protesters outside saying that everybody listens to heavy metal is going to hell.
Yeah, I love that. That was always fun for me when they would show up to shows.
Yeah, I've been to a couple concerts with 1 or 2, but this had a gang of them.
Yeah, I went to Marilyn Manson.
And
that had just a whole crew of them.
Right.
That was funny.
The guy in the shirt shirt buttoned all the way up but no tie, and he was like, I enjoyed Black Magic when I was a boy, but I really regret the time that I spent listening to that music. And you're like, okay, guy.
Some people go too overboard, and then they just don't want anybody else to have that opportunity,
That's a lot of it. A lot
Yeah.
of the policing of religion and all of that is, yeah. I mean, I had too much fun. I got into drugs and alcohol really bad, and so no one else should have a shot
Yeah.
at it.
Like, that's like weed being illegal is a lot of people... Like, I remember always having conversations with people where they'd be like, I don't think it should be legal. Back then,
Yeah.
they're like, 'cause
yeah.
everybody would just sit around and just do weed all the time. It's so damn good.
Yeah. It makes you do nothing. There's no ambition. You have no ambition. It's like, that was you. That's you
Yeah.
personally don't have ambition. That's what it did to you.
Oh, I tried it. You shouldn't try it. Like, I tried marijuana. You should stay the fuck away from it. Because I'm going to tell you right now, it's an experience that you shouldn't have. And it's like, fuck you, man.
Right.
I love weed. Silly, man.
Yeah, it's very and like the bands now are huge. I mean, back then it felt like they were nobodies. Like, the parents hated them. Deftones, fucking Rob Zombie, Primus, Slayer. These are not like these weren't like the I don't know, at the time it still felt like you liked heavy metal and everybody else thought you were disgusting.
I mean, but they were like top level shit.
I mean, it was a huge part of it was a huge segment. That's the other thing. It was a huge segment of popular culture that was dedicated to this hard rock shit. And it feels like it's completely gone. I'm deep in 80s thrash metal, and there's nothing that's delivering. I know there's people doing music. I'm listening to new bands and stuff, but like the excitement of that Ozfest was just unfucking real.
Yeah, it's weird because you go to like festivals now, and there aren't a lot of metal ones. I think me and you maybe next year should go to like Rocklahoma, or we were gonna try to go to one this year.
Yeah,
we were gonna try to go to a festival this year, a metal one.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
guess
want to
it's
see
still
if that
there.
world still exists. I want to see
does.
if it's still like the world that's depicted in that movie. You know?
There is still the crazy people are still there. We left it. I mean, maybe that's what it is. We just aren't in the scene anymore.
Right,
Like, I
we
know
don't
there's-
know.
There's huge artists. I know that people talk a lot about, you know, a lot of popular artists that are making music now to this day.
Well, I mean, there was going
Like-
to be a festival here with like fucking 30 rock acts.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we just I don't know, the culture. That's the other part, is like the culture that surrounds it was so fucking gross, and I'm sure it's probably toned down. Even though they all think they're badasses, they still are toned down compared to 1999.
Yeah, I mean, I don't notice. Like things seem like a little less offensive. I mean, we've been to the Korn shows.
Yeah.
You know, people don't seem like a problem at those shows, but you know, you don't know them in personal life. But I don't hear a lot
Well,
of
I mean,
shit.
there wasn't a lot of like, there wasn't like as much outward like misogyny type.
Yeah,
shit.
there wasn't. You didn't have that.
Right.
And that was there at those early Korn concerts.
Right.
It's not the early ones, but you got to a point where, like, I think what happened was you would have yourself a nice little scene, and then it would blow up, and then every guy in the world was in. Like, that's what it was like every white dude was into this stuff, and they were
Yeah.
aggressive, at least around me.
Just Midwestern people too.
Yeah.
I mean, you realize when you go back and check and you see the people that still ride for it. I mean, it's a lot of different people.
Yeah.
The concerts, you know, had their angry white guy vibe for sure.
Well, it's changed now a little more because people like more different kind. They see music in a different way,
Yeah.
like where it's like you can like modern stuff and also be like, well, Korn was good. Like I think people
Oh, yeah.
re-examine some of those bands. I mean, it's not gonna happen to all of them, but I think like people will regard Korn as like a classic rock.
Yeah.
They are.
These are all of the bands were. That's the thing, is I thought at the time they seemed like a popular wave of heavy music, but now I realize the music that they made was incredible and earth-shattering, and like System of a Down and, like I said, Deftones and all the groups I mentioned are fucking legends, and they were all playing at the same time at the height of their popularity.
Yeah. Ozfest was a really wild thing. It was like I don't know. They could have done a ton about Ozfest. I mean, they could have like done studies at that fucking show of like people. NPR should go to Ozfest and talk to people. You know, you want to like it's like that thing where it's like you have people talking for a certain group of people. And,
Yeah.
you know, I guess the working class. Ozfest was clearly like a white working class thing. You know what I mean? And like, if you want, instead of hearing like the hillbilly elegy guy explain them, I would rather hear them explain themselves. If that makes sense.
I know, I
you
agree. No, I agree.
That's what I think.
I
Like
mean, the music, we're talking about my like journey into heavy metal, and I in like '99, I did not like the Deftones. I didn't give them a chance. They were new metal, and all that stuff was super macho to me, and I was very much a punk rock. I liked. I was listening to NoFX talk about, you know, like sex work and talk about, things that were queer that were not allowed in like the macho heavy metal type vibe. And I that's where I really spent a lot of my time. But now, like, you know, visiting it, a lot of it is intensely about a kind of pain that you have inside of yourself that I think that, you know, we all get there at some point, and it's very soothing. And I think that, you know, while it's kind of like an overblown white man's blues, but I think that it transcends the cultural and class and everything. I know lots of desk workers that hate their jobs doing spreadsheets and wear Docker slacks and Gap and stuff that listen to hard rock music all fucking day and feel like a badass. You know?
yeah. I mean, it is like they're like the cool person in the office. I remember like at the cable company, I was like the guy that they would be like, "Hey, we got free 9 Inch Nails tickets, and we don't know who to give them to. Just give them to Brian."
Yeah.
Like it was always like I got like 9 Inch Nails tickets. I got 12 Lollapalooza tickets when I worked because nobody wanted to go to Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
And it was like Korn, Snoop Dogg, and Prodigy
Tight.
were playing it, and I was like, well, I want to go to
Right.
that a lot. So I went. But I mean, what a time. What a fucking
awesome.
time. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's coming to the Patreon soon.
Yeah, you'll be able to see us
ASAP.
watch it.
Brian put it to the front of the line.
I put it to the front of the fucking line. It's been, it's quarantine week 1,000, right?
Yep. From what I know.
And,
ooh, can I say something?
yeah.
I used paper plates today.
Oh, no.
Well, and you know what? I'm not mad about it, but like I needed to catch up, and 3 meals a day with 3 people and having like our monogamous friends come over, like I'm running the dishwasher constantly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is catch-up day. I'm running the dishwasher. I'm going to put it all away. I'm going to have it empty, and then I'm going to throw away all of our plates today so that when I wake up tomorrow, there is not a dirty dish and there is nothing in the dishwasher. It's just a reset. And they're compostable. They're made of like corn husks or something.
Yeah.
They're like made of xanthan gum. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But I don't know. I think was a good tip. I think that's like my depression is like on 10. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I just will go sleep for 2 hours, which is insane for me because I can find so many things that I like to do. Wikipedia holes I'll go down, old concerts I'll watch. I'm just like twiddling my thumbs and just counting the seconds as they go by, like waiting around to die. Like
Yeah.
that's really, and I don't know, I'm really handling it like poorly, fighting my best, but the paper plate thing today gave me so much relief that I just wanted to spread the word.
Yeah.
Like just buy a pack of paper plates and unleash it like an emergency lever when you just need to catch up on the fucking dishes.
Yeah, I'm having a tough time. Like this week, just my panic's been up at a fever pitch, and I had a psychiatrist appointment, and it didn't feel very productive, and it also felt like, I don't know, I got kind of fucked up, and on it, like, they gave me, like, so she prescribed me some medicine, and she was like, I'm only gonna do one of these 3 things, which is the 3 things that my general practitioner has offered me to do.
Yeah.
And then I said, fine, I'll do Seroquel is the thing. And she was like, she said Seroquel would be good. You don't want something like Xanax or Ativan or Klonopin because of something. They're like, well, we don't want to give you that, so we'll give you Seroquel, and maybe it'll help you. And so I went to the pharmacy to pick it up, because usually when a doctor tells you have a prescription, they call it into the pharmacy, and then the pharmacy has it,
Yeah.
and then you just get to buy it and go home and get started on it. And I assumed it was a thing that they were in a hurry to do, because I told them I was in sort of crisis mode,
Yeah.
and they didn't call it in. They didn't tell me what was going on. And then I called them and was like, hey, what's going on? Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe she wasn't prescribing the medicine and stuff. And they never called me back. And it's just like,
It's weird.
it's like,
That
why
sucks.
do that at a psychiatrist's office? Why is this happening to me? Like, why do I keep ending up with doctors that, like, I don't know. I can't get relief. I cannot get relief.
They're like stereotyping? Do you think they have like a
I have
judgment
no idea.
about you?
I'm very honest about I tell them I smoke weed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I sort of feel like once you tell a doctor that you smoke weed, it then, like, the gateway drug, that's where the real gateway is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because they still feel like if you smoke weed, you're going to abuse shit. And I don't know what to do at this point, where it's like, so I get medicine, I tell them it doesn't work, and then they say try something else, and I'm like, I cannot focus to try. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going home I'm at home. It's 6 o'clock, and everything goes downhill, and I like feel like I'm gonna cry, and I'm nervous, and I'm shaking, and I convince myself I have all these sicknesses and shit. And then I talk to these doctors, and I'm like, the medicine you gave me makes me tired, but I still panic, so I can't go to sleep. So I'm really just fucking tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they say they can't do anything about it, but I know they can do something about it. I know people that have been given relief from their anxiety.
Sure.
And like I just can't get it. I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. And I've been feeling real like for the past 2 days, like I'm real discouraged. I feel like everybody I talk to, except for my therapist, thinks I'm a junkie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wish I could vouch for you. I mean, I think you're crazy as hell. Like, I think when it takes over, like I'm not Scientologist about it, where I don't believe that people should take medicine or anything. I am obviously a big supporter of, finding things that work and, changing your habits and, all of that. But I also have been around you when you're like that. And I feel like you lose you. I feel like I can see the spark in your eye go away and like you are in the sunken place. Yeah. Basically, you're just in a weird spot that nothing makes sense. Like nothing that I say makes sense to convince you to get out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't figure out why they don't take it seriously. Like, I really don't know why I have these people that, like, I don't know why. I wish I could just fucking go talk to them face to face in a room and be like, this is fucking how... I wish I could be honest about how I feel, first of all, because you can't really say, like, look, maybe it's habit forming, but if I could get a couple fucking days where I'm not flipping out, that would really help me work on myself.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I am going to therapy, but like I'm in crisis mode.
Right.
All the time.
You need a moment to reflect.
Yeah, and I can't get it, and I don't know how to get it, and it like makes me want to just want to give up on trying and just accept that this is like what my life is. You know?
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know. I just I bad anxiety.
Lots of love in the chat for you, bro.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
But also, I got some bad news.
What?
My brother was on Seroquel. It just fucked up his sleep.
Yeah, and yeah, I know. I read about it, and it can also cause nervousness. And like, it makes you eat at night. So 2 things I'm trying not to do. I'm trying to eat better because I feel like if I eat better, it'll help my mental state.
That's true. Usually
and
does.
That's what I'm doing. And I'm walking every day to try to get exercise.
That's good.
Just to burn calories because I hear that'll help your mental state. But like nothing has done it yet,
Yeah. I mean, usually I think that, I don't know, when you go into that kind of stuff, you got to do it with the intention of like you're caring for yourself, like I'm eating this salad because like I like me and like I'm okay with me. And it kind of reinforces those habits. That's the kind of thing with working out does the same thing. Is like I'm doing this because I care about, my body and, I'm going to take control of the wheel and spend my time on doing something that benefits me instead of just like falling into my old groove of self-abuse or anxiety or whatever it is.
Yeah, I just don't know how to, I can't even get a second to think.
Yeah.
It just is a constant hum.
You're doing the stuff though. I mean
Yeah, it just feels fruitless. Like I just want to be like, just take me off all the fucking medicine at this point because none of it helps and I have to take it every day. I don't feel good and I've been on Zoloft since July.
Yeah.
And I still feel bad and they've been giving me hydroxyzine since July. And it doesn't do anything for me. It makes me tired and anxious.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck, man. Like, please, give me 7 Xanax. And just let me fucking have 1 week of peace. And see what that feels like. And then maybe I can convince myself to be at peace with life, you know? Yeah. I can't do it. But I guess that's good for some things. Like, it pisses me off enough to to do a show about work and stuff. So that's something. Starbucks is opening back up, Brett.
Oh, great.
85% of its stores
Are coming back?
Yep.
When's
With
this?
new protocols this week.
Okay.
Starbucks plans to reopen 85% of its locations under modified operations and hours across the U.S. by the end of the week, the coffee giant announced. And, like, people have been going nuts for Starbucks during this thing.
I mean, I drove past one today. There was a gigantic line.
Yeah, because, like, people just want coffee, dude. The company's, well, they've convinced people they need their coffee. They like, it's easier just to go to this place and they'll give me some coffee.
Yeah.
Like, people didn't drink. I feel like, when I was, like, 20, none of my friends drank coffee. None of them.
No, I remember being young and like weirdos. Like, I would find some girl that would go hang out at, like, coffee shops downtown that had, like, homoerotic art on the wall, and we would drink lattes and shit. And that was very rare. Reynoldsburg, Ohio had one, like, hoity-toity shop that opened after I graduated high school. There was not a lot of young people that were into coffee.
I fucking hung out at a pool hall. Is where I hung out.
Yeah.
It's so, like, the world is totally fucking different now, where people, but like, the thing about it is, like, they created this demand for coffee somehow.
Yeah.
And it just, like, it's like the biggest business. It's one of the biggest businesses.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a meal replacement thing.
Yeah.
It's a breakfast. It's like when you get the mixed up drinks, it's like the same as like getting an egg McMuffin. It's like 340, 500 calories or something, but it feels like but you get caffeine with it. And
can I ask you this? Because they're saying this too. They said, we predict the mobile app will become the dominant form of payment. And I've been out moving around. I take walks, and I walk by a lot of businesses that are open. Like, there are some that are open for takeout orders and shit, and a lot of them don't take cash. And I'd, like, wonder if that's, like, that's, like, really bad for homeless people, right? Like, or like, anybody.
For people that are, there
doesn't have a bank account.
What is NPR? Underbanked or something? Is that what NPR calls them?
Yeah, underbanked people without a bank account.
Yeah.
Like, I think NPR, if you run NPR, you can't imagine that somebody wouldn't have a bank account.
Right. No, you gotta take cash. I mean, taking someone's dirty ass card or having them.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
What's the fucking difference, dude? I'll hand you the cash. I know cash is dirty.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, it should still spend. Just because it's a pandemic doesn't mean cash shouldn't spend.
Yeah, I mean it's a gigantic issue. Like you said, for certain people that can only have cash. What the fuck are they supposed to do?
Dude, if you make $500 a month, why would you have a bank? You know? There were times in my life where I was making, $1,000 a month, and I would put it in my wife's bank account if we wanted money, but it was just like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
You know? And I know they're like, well, you could go get a prepaid card, but it's like, they charge you for those.
Yeah, those rush cards cost money.
Yeah. It's, all these companies are deciding that they don't take cash anymore, and I think it's like a real classist thing. I think it's like one of those things that's like underreported, or when it's reported, they report it as a good thing. It's like, not everybody. I remember times not having a bank.
Yeah.
And I know it seems crazy not to have a bank.
I remember times I had a bank, but I couldn't use the damn thing.
Yes.
I remember years of my life that I had bank accounts I couldn't use.
Yeah, or like
Telecheck would start telling people bad stuff about you. You couldn't get a bank account.
Yeah, I didn't have one for a long time. I would get my check cashed at the grocery store.
Yep.
And they would take $4 out, but they would give you a coupon for $10 off of a $20 purchase. So we would fucking figure out a way to get that $10 back when we went grocery shopping. After I had a certain amount of these cards. And that saved our asses. That got us $50 in extra groceries sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I had to cash my check at the goddamn grocery store.
Yeah, I did that for a while too.
Yeah. I just saw a billboard that said, Kroger is cashing government checks without charging. Kroger is really trying to be like the good, like they're trying.
They set up a drive-through testing center.
I know. They're trying to be like, they want people to be like, Kroger is communism.
Yeah, we're Krogering.
Yeah. Kroger
We're part
is
of the Kroger's army.
Yeah, Kroger's getting fucking people tested. Kroger's keeping our food. And like they don't, you're still not hearing about their workers either. You're just hearing about Kroger making these announcements, and like the workers are just there.
Right.
And, like they have really moved on from like they have really moved on from like service workers to like nurses and doctors and cops and fire people.
It's just fucking exhausting because like it's all about the will to do what's right. And it's just embarrassing that we can't do that. I mean, this is just a horrific place. They're gonna have restaurants open and do half of their tables or a quarter of their tables. What fucking use is that? What use is firing everything up to make 50% of the money that you made before?
Yeah.
Like dentist offices are going to open up. They're going to have one chair open at a time. And so how's anybody make any money? How is that going to help this business at all? What is that going to do they're lying to themselves. And the reason that they're sending people back is just because they have hospital beds waiting for everybody that gets sick. So the pandemic is not over. They just have a ventilator waiting for you. Yeah. Is what they have. Yeah. And, also, you may not die from COVID, but you can get blood clots and your fucking lungs can be burned up for the next 15, 20 years. And it's not anything to just take a risk with.
Yeah.
And in the history of fucking humanity, over 100 years, if we were to take 1 year off from life to beat this thing, 1% of the fucking time over that in human history, it wouldn't hurt anything at all, ever.
And we're able to be,
it's disgusting. We are just all so selfish and set up in a way that there's just no ability for us to all be in this together. We are mostly focused on making sure people can sell shit right now. That's what
we got to figure out how people can sell their stuff.
We need transactions. Yeah. We need fucking transactions right now.
Yeah. And it's not that hard to keep doing this. And I feel like people are still shopping, by the way. I mean, a lot of people are broke, but like people.
Those stimulus checks also had people spending.
That is another thing that's like only one.
It's only going to be one.
It's only one. They're going
to hold it over our head.
We
gave you, what do you mean? We gave you money.
Yeah. And that wasn't enough money. You know, there are a couple bills for like $2,000 a month for each adult in the house. And it's like, that would really improve my lifestyle. Yeah. But like also like, that is what's the right thing to do. Our producer, Jason, was telling us on Sunday, I haven't been able to get this out of my mind. His son is 18 or 19. I can't remember. He's not here right now. But he just moved out. And he got his own apartment. And he was working somewhere where he could afford to have this apartment. And that got taken away. And he didn't get a stimulus check because Jason claimed him on his taxes last year. Yeah. Because he was a dependent.
So
and
it's like this gray area.
So now there's like, now it's got me thinking like there's all these fucking 19-year-olds that can't get anything. And that's, I mean, they staff a lot of our fucking restaurants and shit like that. There are a lot of the waiters and like cooks, not maybe line cook types and dishwashers. Like those people are not, they're not even being taken care of at all. They're not giving them shit, you know?
Right.
There is a snitch sheet here in Ohio now.
I gotta go grab a water. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Explain it to him.
So in Ohio, they have decided that we need to. So here it is. This is from Cleveland.com. It's just a tweet. I'm not reading the whole thing. The Ohio Department of Job and Family Services has set up a webpage and sent emails to employers Friday night telling them to report workers who don't return so they can get reevaluated and potentially lose unemployment benefits. So what this does is, it of course shifts power back to small business people because we always have to shift power back to business, not labor. Labor can never gain power in a situation like this. And right now, there's a really good chance for labor to get power, and they're doing everything in their power to stop that from happening by creating this tip line. It's like now everybody's afraid they're not going to get their unemployment check if they don't go to work. But going to work is fucking not safe. It's not safe to go work at a bar. It just isn't.
Yeah.
And like we could say like, well, most of us will stay home. And I do think a lot of people will stay home. There are like a lot of dipshits you're going to be able to talk into going to a restaurant. There are a lot of
happening.
Yeah, it happened in Texas and Georgia.
But the online polls overwhelmingly say that most of us don't agree with it or think it's too hasty, and like that's what I've seen, like the general temperature of people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you just see there's just all these photos coming out, and there's all these stories. There's a place in Dallas, Texas, that's telling their employees they can't wear masks.
Reopen Dallas Eatery has told employees to either leave their face mask at home or stay home. They say it doesn't fit with the aesthetic of the restaurant to have people in masks. So again, this is also another. I'm looking up the place now, and I think it's one of those places that is kind of folksy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm getting it.
This is fucking wild. This sheet has everything. Was your employee deemed essential during COVID? Did your employee quit? Did your employee refuse to return to work? Do you maintain the safety standards? Like, they just take their word for it. Are you doing the same?
Well, then they don't
What are
even.
the safety standards they require? Are you requiring PPE for all your employees?
They actually did that. He said PPE is mandatory, and then businesses got freaked out about it. And he was like, I mean, not mandatory. It just
Right.
We'd like you to do it.
Right.
You know? But small businesses just say shit, and they get what they want, you know? And they don't give a shit. And like, it's the thing about this CBS News headline, again, is a reopened Dallas eatery has told employees to either leave their face mask at home or stay home. That's something where you mention the name of the fucking restaurant in the headline.
Right.
Like like, it's important that people know that about the restaurant that they're going to eat at if their employees are told not to wear face masks. Like, I don't want to eat there then.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat if you're like, first of all, you're not keeping them safe, but face masks are to keep the other people safe.
They're providing a service. They're like, we are providing a dining experience for folks that are bold and aren't afraid to have spittle on their food.
Yeah. I'm looking up Hillstone Restaurant Group. So, Texas restaurants that reopened at partial capacity last week have a choice to make, whether or not their employees should wear masks during the coronavirus pandemic. One restaurant company landed on a decision that has some employees weighing in their safety versus their job. That's what back-of-the-house employee at Hillstone Restaurant Group establishment in Dallas was told last week as restaurants prepared to reopen at 25% capacity, according to the Dallas. That employee, who did not want to be identified, publicly expressed discomfort and was told to think about it, and then was removed from the schedule, the employee told CBS Dallas Brooke Rogers. Another employee said some agreed to work because they were offered a 40-hour work week, but were told if they declined, they wouldn't be eligible for rehire.
How could, I mean, what? Oh, it's atrocious. It's just, I mean, how could you take away somebody's job right now and expect them to find anything? What, I mean, are you supposed to, I guess,
go to Amazon?
Yeah, I mean, it is. They're trying to funnel people all into
Amazon
and
flex
pay
gig jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, Amazon is
flex
paying now. Like on
Flex.
StockX, they'll be like, this shirt's $550, but they're like, get it for $8 a month.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh boy.
Yeah. The Amazon person drove down the street this week. They were in a U-Haul truck.
Yeah, they're out there doing it, and that they're hiring. Kroger's hiring. A lot of the service, like grocery store, like there are places hiring. They're not good jobs and they're not safe jobs. They're dangerous jobs now.
Yeah.
At this point, you know, they're like,
absolutely,
go outside for $10 and go to a place for $10 an hour and let people breathe on you all day.
Yeah,
you know,
go around. Yeah, where everybody's going to go, including the sick.
Infectious disease epidemiologist Dr. Diana Cervantes called Hillstone's decision concerning. It is really important to be able to wear those face coverings, especially if you can't keep that 6-foot social distancing, which, of course, when you go to a restaurant, that is very hard to maintain. Which, that's the other
they have
thing.
to come to your table and take your order.
Yeah. She points to Governor Greg Abbott's minimum standard health protocols for restaurants, which encourages social distancing first, but if that's not feasible, it says measures such as face covering should be rigorously practiced. These governors are just suggesting shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is a whole big suggestion.
They don't give a fuck.
Thing. I thought they had power. I thought they were the ones that were doing shit. They just suggest things.
Well, they're worried about offending somebody that thinks that, their right to be stupid supersedes everybody else's right to live.
Yes. Yeah. The best way to prevent the transmission is to prevent those droplets, and the face coverings really help with that. Hillstone Management also points to law writing on its website. Current orders do not require our staff or guests to wear face masks. If you are concerned about your safety in this respect, we hope you will join us at a later date.
Yeah.
But it's like, fuck you, dude. What's Hillstone Restaurant Group? What's Hillstone? I'm looking it up.
Thank you to Rachel Kahn, Reach Rachel Kahn on Twitter, for sending in that Ohio tip line.
Yeah.
And somebody sent me a DM that said a car dealership wrote up some sort of new contract that if you were late by 1 minute, you would be fired immediately.
Yeah, because they can hire.
Because then they don't have to pay your unemployment.
Yeah.
They can downsize without the unemployment.
Yep. Yeah. The Hillstone is a fancy place. The bartenders wear vests.
Cool.
And stuff like that. I don't know.
Vests. That's the mark of a good bartender, really.
Well, the black vest, the black tie, the white shirt. How does a face mask not fucking... Why can't you wear a black face mask?
Yeah, that kind of fits in.
It looks cool as shit,
tuxedo pant material.
Yeah, why can't you just do that? Why can't they let them do that? You can fit it into the aesthetic. Guess what? The aesthetic's fucking changing.
That's true.
We have a new aesthetic now. Because the other aesthetic kills people.
Right. Yeah, now the hip thing is, we don't want to see your fucking mouth. I want to see your lips. Cover your motherfucking lips and nostrils.
The cool hip thing is to not give people a virus.
Yeah.
We're into that now.
And you can do it chic. Yeah, you can definitely be chic about it.
I saw a guy today walking with a suit and a black mask on, and I was just like, this dude looks fucking like the Joker.
You know what Erica said to me? She's like, I've seen like 2 or 3 people now that like found their perfect mask, and I'm like really jealous because I can't figure out like what's the one that like accentuates my features, is the right pattern.
I feel the same way.
You quest for the right mask.
I wear the corn one.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it feels like it feels so cool because I shop in a place where people probably frown upon corn.
Right.
And like on a day like today where I'm wearing a Summer Sanitarium Tour 2003 t-shirt, it really gives people like, why is he here?
Right. They're going to call the police on you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to call the police on this guy. But I wear the corn face mask and black gloves. It makes me feel like a hitman.
Yeah.
The black rubber gloves.
Yeah, that's a great look.
Like, it just makes... I put them on, and then you know what I do? I walk around making air guns all the time. Mm-hmm. Boom, boom. Like that. That's how I would do it if I was a hitman on TV. So did you get emails this week, Brett? Did we get anything?
I have one. Because the other one I had was just that thing. But this is a good one, and this ties into what we were just talking about. You ready?
Yeah.
Mandatory meeting Monday, 9 a.m. at Davenport for all employees. Starting Monday at 9 a.m. and going until 4 p.m., we will be returning to work at Davenport and Moline. As of right now, this only applies to employees who work primarily at this branch. If you work primarily at this branch, this does not apply to you. We are on the verge of reopening, and we need to get the places back in shape in order to return to business. We have a list of things that need to be done. So wear comfortable clothes that you don't mind getting dirty. We will be working for sure on Mondays in Davenport and Wednesdays in Moline until we reopen. We may add additional days as we get closer. We have a limited supply of gloves, and I'm attempting to track down some masks. If you have a mask, please bring it along. We'll be ordering in some lunch on Monday. All right. So
yeah,
I believe these were bartenders.
Okay.
So
what are they going to be doing?
They're bringing them back to clean.
Oh, that's the worst, man. They're trying to get that PPP check.
Here's the next paragraph. The Paycheck Protection Program, which we are recipients of, was designed to get people off the unemployment rolls. And now that we have received the money, we must begin paying you an average of your weekly wages for this year. This also means
the
that
low end of the average. They fucking took 2 averages. You know what I'm saying?
this also means that unemployment benefits for employees will now end no matter what, due to the fact that we have received the money.
Boy, that money.
But
that's
you-
like a monkey's paw.
Yeah, yeah,
Money.
I'm glad I didn't take that deal.
Well, I mean, like, we can't pay our employees $10,000 anyway.
Right,
Like,
right.
how would we ever?
Well,
I mean, we could give them each a bunch of money.
Yeah, I wanted to figure out
That's
how to
what we
scam
could
it.
do,
I
yeah.
wanted to do that. I wanted to like pay him out for the rest of the year with it or something.
If we could get $10,000 and just give everybody that works, just split it evenly with everybody
Yeah.
that works with us, I would totally fucking do that.
Yeah. You must return to work in order to receive your wages. Failure to return to work will result in the forfeiture of your employment with our company. And then this is great. This is like real asshole. And this is probably common in the bar industry. At the bottom, they said translation. You're going to work less, 14 or so hours a week, but get paid what your average check is for the year.
Oh, Jesus.
It'll be kind of like being on salary until we reopen for business, but you have to show up to work when we schedule you.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Whoever the people that run this place is evil. They're
Yeah.
evil. They're fucking... They sat down and wrote that.
Yeah, they basically want you to feel bad about it, that you're the employee at this place. Like,
Yeah.
you're just the biggest problem in the world is what this sounds like.
We're giving you all this
dealing with
money,
you.
you know? We're going to give you money. You should be happy to come here. They're going to be...
Well, now that we're paying you because we took this program to make sure you have your wages, get the fuck off unemployment. It's time to work.
Yeah.
Get some comfortable clothes. Come scrub the bar. That's the new
They are.
job.
They're working so hard to get people off of unemployment now that they're now like... They're literally busy work. They're now adding busy work. Like, it's always busy work, but like in the restaurant industry, busy work fucking sucks. And usually you have work that you have to do.
The thing about it, I saw that Florida only had 7.5% of the people that applied for unemployment get approved.
Yeah.
Some of these states are at 20 and 30%. Nobody is there isn't a majority of anybody getting unemployment anyways.
Yeah, it's hard to get. It's hard to
taking
get
a
in some
long
places,
time.
and it's taking a long time to come. And they're not giving any financial assistance. It's just they don't think money exists.
I don't have my I still haven't gotten my Trump bucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll get it, but it's just money just doesn't like. It's just they don't even factor in. They're like sitting and discussing everything but 2 things: testing and money.
Yeah.
That's all they won't talk about fucking testing, and they won't talk about money.
Right.
It's frustrating. Did you see? I think it's LA. Now I might be wrong. There was a political sign up for a political race, and somebody erased all the stuff and said wrote cancel rent on it real big.
Yes.
And then the next day somebody came through and changed it to cancel hate.
Right.
And it's like hate is canceled. Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
We've always been.
I mean, I hate things. So you can't even cancel hate because everybody hates things, you know?
Sure.
There's a lot of hate out there.
Yeah, we need hate. I mean, hate can be pure.
It feels like, yeah, you just feel like
I hate some stuff.
I have my brakes need to be fixed, and I fucking hate doing it.
Yeah.
And now I have to do it.
I
hate working on computers.
Right.
You know?
And
I did, Brett.
rent is a very tangible thing that can be done. We will never know when hate is actually canceled. We will definitively know if rent was canceled.
Yeah, for sure. I got an email from TV's Brent from Twitter.
Okay.
And it says, this is just to the team, you know? Just like from the CEO of the company
Okay.
wanted to send the whole team out a little letter. Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety.
Great. What
Team. It's Ben Franklin.
What
That's actually
wooden tooth person said that?
That's Ben Franklin said that, okay? And that, every time a crisis happens, that comes up, by the way.
Really?
The Ben Franklin? Yeah, there's this, like, class of, like, older guy that'll just be like, that quote, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. That's Ben Franklin's son. Or they'll be like, the tree of liberty must be refreshed by the blood of patriots and tyrants. And that's Thomas Jefferson that said that one too. So, those are some pretty important shits to think about. You should sit down and fucking think about these things. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, CEO. The CEO doesn't have to go to work. He's the one that doesn't have to go there.
Yeah. Yeah, go fly a kite with a key on it.
Yeah.
He's the magic man that harnessed electricity with a key on a kite.
The motherfucker he tied a key to a fucking kite. I don't know how I got it to fly.
Like Pecos Bill.
Yeah. He's better than Ben Franklin, though.
He grabbed that lightning out of the sky and fucking put it in a bottle.
Yeah, Pecos Bill was better than Ben Franklin.
Yeah, I agree. But same.
Didn't he ride tornadoes?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's so cool.
He wrangled them.
Yeah, that's like the coolest thing you can do. I don't even care if he's fake. You know what I mean? It's just like, I'm a big fan of this guy. So the rest of the thing goes team. I've been debating about whether to use this famous Ben Franklin quote given the current COVID-19 situation and the various high emotions surrounding it.
Oh no.
However, in light of the Wisconsin Supreme Court case and nationwide discussions about reopening, I thought it was appropriate.
Yeah, you just had to hit it with them. Like, people don't want to hear the truth, right?
That is like work will make you free sort of thing that he's doing there in a way, because he's like, you're giving up your freedom to come to fucking work. Like, what's the deal, dude?
I mean, safety for me is like choosing between a Nintendo Switch, a computer, an iPad, an Apple TV, right? A Dreamcast. I have a trampoline in my backyard. Like, this is my safety is this is fine with me,
Yeah.
I haven't lost any freedom to do much of anything really, except for waste all my money on like bad food.
Yeah, there isn't more free. There's only
booze.
more freedom at the time because you can go shopping. We've been saying this over and over again. What we're really getting at is people want to go shopping.
Yeah,
you know,
people want to just they want to buy stuff to make them feel good or to prove that they're better than somebody else. And also because the motherfucking banks want transactions. Like the people in charge are like, well, we surely couldn't give these fucking animals money. And we need nothing. We need no amount of money. Like, to keep us going, we live on scraps.
Yeah. We
work hard for scraps.
They could hand out like almost, yeah.
They could just take our tax return, look at what we made last year and hand it over to us and let us chill for the next fucking year. And it wouldn't be a blip on their fucking radar.
I know. For a year. Like, we could just do this.
Yeah.
This could just be the thing. And then in fucking 20 years, we'll be like, well, that was a fucking wild year.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
This is a monumental time in history right now. It's not like it's not just another. It's not like one of those fake ass government shutdowns that they used to do.
I know.
It's not like the credit rating being lowered from AAA to AA.
It's not like printing $1 trillion coin.
It's not quantitative easing. Yeah, it's not that.
Yeah. This is like a real thing that's affecting like every single person. And I do think that's another thing. It's like when the housing crisis hit, it affected people, but it affected people that like upper, rich people could be like, well, they took out loans they couldn't afford.
Right.
And that was their fucking fault.
Yeah.
They can't do that here.
Yeah.
They're the ones that they were at fault then. And now if they reopen, they will be the ones at fault for us being under lockdown for a lot longer.
For sure.
They're extending the time and they're going to kill people.
Right.
And I don't understand. I don't get this idea that like you're giving up your freedom to the government so that you don't have to go to work. Like work isn't freedom. Like, it's not like I get to do shit when I work. I don't get to like live my life when I work. And it also acts like people aren't actually working, which people are working.
Oh, yeah.
Like, my wife works more. I read an article today on some HR site that people are having trouble separating their work and home life, and now they're just working more hours.
Yeah.
But the article was from an HR site, so it was like, if you're salary, that's not really a big deal. But if you're a company that pays overtime...
God damn.
HR's fucking
Heartless.
evil, dude.
Heartless.
They report any HR news site whenever like the NLRB like rules against some union, they report it like it's the best thing that ever happened to the world. I hate HR, but I look at it for the show. I look at HR stuff for the show. I like to know like what's going on with that section of the thing. So I was looking at their interviews.
Yeah.
I was looking at like interviews, how they're handling them now. And I got really bummed out because a lot of them said like, it's important what the room looks like now when you're on the screen.
Oh, God.
And you have to dress up and like, don't just dress up the top half of yourself because they'll sense that you're not feeling professional.
If your butt cheeks are on your
Yeah,
office
if you're
chair.
just wearing sweatpants and like a nice shirt,
Right.
you know, they were saying like they might tell you to stand up, and it's like if them motherfuckers tell me to stand up, I'm like not gonna do it, you know?
Yeah.
But it was like it was really weird because you can't tell people that their house has to look nice in order to get a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think that's fair at all. Pick a neutral background. Don't let them see anything about you, is what they're saying. Don't let them motherfuckers see that, like, in your office you have a picture of Jonathan Davis posing seductively against some equipment with a Monster Energy logo. If they see that, they're definitely not going to hire you.
Right.
It's like, fuck you. I don't want to work for somebody who wouldn't hire somebody that has 2 Jonathan Davis posters in their room that they would interview in.
Yeah, that's rough. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Now
I
the
did hear
room,
people
now
that
they
do
get a because they say now they get a glimpse into your personal life, and that's actually really helpful. They're considering that a bonus in the thing. They're
Yeah.
like, if a kid comes in screaming or something like that, that could cost you the job. I saw a thing earlier today where motherfucker was like, God damn it, I wish I could find this. I have like 5 stories about it, but he said that like this person went to do a job interview and they had technical difficulties, and the company was just like, fuck it, move on to the next one.
Damn.
Didn't even fucking talk to the person. They didn't even consider hiring them. And then they called in this advisor like, how the fuck do we hire people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And look, I do a podcast and I have to do things remotely a lot, and it's not easy.
Oh,
it
no.
doesn't work every time.
No.
You know what I mean?
Technical difficulty is a real thing.
Yeah. We're recording at 1:00 in the morning because we had technical difficulties. So like shit just happens.
Yeah.
You know, and we're pretty experienced at it. And I guess they called in this advisor, and the advisor was like, well, maybe you should like talk to that person again. Maybe
Yeah.
you shouldn't like disqualify people because their internet is shit. Because I feel like I hear that more too. Like, I feel like I'm hearing more that people's internet is really bogged down.
Mine is. There's times on my phone I just like it just hangs so much. I turn the Wi-Fi off and just go sell
I
because
do
I'm
too.
like, fuck, this is awful.
I do too, yeah. Well, and Drew, I was talking to Drew Toothpaste about this because he's been taking social distance walking we've been walking together and just chatting and stuff. And he was saying that like the whole thing's set up that nobody's going to be using it between 8 and 5 because they're all going to be at work, but now everybody's in the neighborhood. So I don't know I don't think that's true, but the cable companies do depend on like certain flows of internet traffic that are being disrupted right now heavily.
Right.
You know,
Right.
people are at home like working remotely on Zoom and streaming something on the TV at the same time, and then sitting next to that, you know, surfing on, like looking shit on their phone,
Right.
all at the same time. So I do, but we should have had an upgraded infrastructure anyway. We should have fiber optic lines to the house anyway. I don't understand why we can't I know why we can't get it. But like, you know, you read about that like Telecommunications Act where they dumped a bunch of money to like AT&T and stuff to build fiber optic lines to the house and get the fastest internet in the world, and they just fucking pissed it away.
Yeah.
And didn't use it. There's like a Frontline episode about it.
Because they didn't want it to, they didn't want to spend what?
Yeah, they just didn't. They got the money, and then they were like, it's too hard.
Yeah.
Because it would take a lot of work. It would be a whole different thing. Like the whole industry would have to change. But it's like, and there are countries that have way faster internet than us. Like our speeds are not good, you know, because of the lines that the lines it goes through is really old. You know? So I wanted to do a little bit of talking about what's been going on in Ohio, because I think we're in a really weird spot right now. And this article is how I'm going to launch into it a little bit. But
Okay.
I want to talk a little bit about Ohio, and this is from Cleveland.com too. House Republicans on Wednesday moved to strip Ohio Department of Health Director Dr. Amy Acton's authority to issue lasting state orders, a direct attack on Republican Governor Mike DeWine in his response to the coronavirus pandemic. House Republicans amended and passed a 2019 regulatory reform bill that would limit the health department orders to 14 days. Under the amended Senate Bill 1, an order could only be extended if it receives approval from the Joint Committee on Agency Rule Review. So, like, at this point now, it's like every 14 days, they have to go to a 10-member panel of 5 House and Senate members from both parties. And if they decline to if they had declined to approve the order or act on it, it would be rescinded immediately. So lockdown, she has to go and defend lockdown every 14 days to 5 Republicans and 5 Democrats. And she's not able to issue the longer term thing. So basically now a doctor is not in charge of what we're doing. 5 Republicans and 5 Democrats from Ohio are in charge of what we're doing.
She's receiving so much fucking
I know.
hate.
That's
It's
what I
so
wanted to
much
get into.
misogyny, dude. I mean, they are targeting the shit out of her. Governor DeWine hasn't been fucking protested, I don't think.
Yeah, he has. He's
oh,
been
he has?
doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, people have been going, but they go to her house and march up and down the street with guns.
Yeah.
Like, they're really seriously threatening her. And it's happening in every other state.
Well, also, I mean, Michigan's the same way.
Yeah.
But they have a woman governor as well. I'm not as well, but they have a woman governor, and they are fucking doing the same thing. They're targeting the shit out of her and fucking
Trying to intimidate her.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, how do we solve this problem? You know what I mean? Like, what? Because, damn, dude.
They've built, I mean, that's part of the fabric of this American tapestry.
I know. But it does feel like
dummies with killing machines get to run around and declare their stupidity more important than us.
Like, I want to depend on a doctor for this stuff.
I do too.
You know, like, I want the doctor to be in charge
And
over the governor.
this is such like a fucking like just the worst possible way to handle is just to like, you know, if we knew it was going to be 6 months, or like if I said what they really need to do is say take the rest of the fucking year off. That is something that you can plan around.
Yeah.
Every 13 days, bars and restaurants and movie theaters and bowling alleys, whoever the fuck is trying to make money, are going to have to come up with a new plan of attack or change or close down or be open. Like it's just such a fucking moronic way to do things.
Everything that's happening is so because I also think they like that 14-day rule. Because then stimulus can always be like, well, it's only 14 days.
Yeah.
You know, it's only 14 more days. It's 2 weeks.
Right.
You know, it's 2 weeks. We don't have to give you shit. They are going to kill us. That's what their goal. I mean, their goals are going to lead to. Like, they have let this small group of fucking dumbasses fuck this up so royally. And it's because I you know, they're threatening Amy. They're threatening her.
Yeah.
Like, all the time. I see so much shit. Like, it's all I see. Like, if I go on Facebook and look at a news story of hers, or if I go on Twitter and search her name, which I did last week, I searched her and DeWine's name, and just people are threatening. That's all they're doing. They're freaking. Somebody's gonna fucking kill her. Somebody's gonna kill one of these doctors. Is what I think's gonna happen. Because like it fucking same thing in
With
Portland.
the possibility it feels like the possibility is there.
Yeah. But I've read about this over and over. Like Amy Acton is ours.
Right.
Our Department of Health. But there's other people that do it in other states that are also like, they're doctors, man.
Yeah.
Like, why not have the best person for the job fucking cover the job? I don't need the government to cover this.
We're just so diseased and broken that we've turned a health crisis into a political issue, a back and forth between Republicans and Democrats. It's become like a wedge issue. Sickness somehow.
In a year, in an election year, they decided this is the wedge issue.
Right.
Like every election year has like a wedge issue. I remember when it was gay marriage.
Right.
That was a wedge issue. Anything on abortion. Like I can't remember what 2012's was.
I don't know.
But every 4 years there's some issue that we're all supposed to disagree on, and that's the Iraq War.
Yeah.
Was a big one where it was like we're all fighting back and forth, and that's making decisions. And like this shouldn't be that. We're all on the same side. That's the fucking thing. I see people outside that I can look at, and I'm sorry, I can profile them and see them that they're Republicans and they're wearing masks. You know what I mean? I know what Republicans look like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like people, everybody.
They wear a Stars and Stripe button-up shirt.
Yeah, in like an American flag mask. Or like, give me liberty or give me death. But they're in a fucking mask.
Right.
You know? And it just feels like, it seems like we all agree on this as people. That we have decided that they're going to keep us locked down and that that's the thing to do. And then if we do it right, then we don't ever have to do it again.
Yeah.
And my daughter even understands it, you know? She doesn't do anything. She doesn't go out. She's like trying to be a part of the solution. But like they're doing everything in their power to make it worse. And like it's this constant tug of war with regular ass fucking people that you don't have really any power. You don't have any say over what's going to happen because they just listen to this small group of fucking business people. And it sucks, man.
Yeah.
It sucks. Because like these guys marching up and down the street, guns are expensive too.
Yeah.
You know, that's the other thing that people don't talk about. These people are carrying 3 guns on them and shit like that, or have a bunch of different guns. I mean, they ain't fucking working class. They might be, but they're probably the owner or the manager or something like that.
Yeah.
It's fucking, I don't know.
Yeah. People that know those $2,000 and $3,000 guns they're running around with and all over them.
With all the tactical gear that
Yeah.
also costs money. Believe me, I get way into gear. I know what gear costs, okay?
Yeah.
Just bought a Camelback.
Wow.
I'm a Camelback guy now.
I
You
get
know, I
it.
just wear it.
Yeah. I don't. It's
The bill passed.
It's alarming.
If JCAR, a 10-member panel of 5 House, so they can do it. No Democrats voted in favor of the bill, but again, that was just like we can't.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to vote against this thing. In favor of this thing. The Republicans are going to kill us. They're the ones with the power because the Democrats pissed everything away anyway.
They're the best at getting the power.
They're the best at politics. They singularly focus on getting the power while the Democrats singularly focus on like telling people what they can't have. That's what they do. That's the whole election. The whole primary was one person saying you can have, or 1 or 2 people saying, you know, you could have a better life. And then all the rest of them were like, oh, we can't do anything for you. But we can, like, you know, look good on camera. You know, when we go to Germany for the G8 summit, we're going to look great together.
We know the customs.
Yeah. That's great for us.
Yeah.
You know? Look, Donald Trump, he's slovenly. Can you believe this? And again, I said this on the show before. I think there would have been a more coordinated effort federally if we had a Democrat as the president. And it is kind of shitty that it's this fucking idiot. But also, we elected him. You know what I mean? Like, he won. He won the game. And, you know.
And people still believe in the game.
I know. They love the fucking game.
People have faith in the system still.
Fucking Kid Rock is going to be a senator. before I die. If I don't die of this or panic attacks and shit.
Sure.
You know? It's like we just this country
Die of
is
this?
so...
Do you mean podcasting?
What?
When you said die of this, do you mean podcasting?
Coronavirus.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to die of podcasting. It's killing me. It's sapping all of my energy. No, I actually feel good now for like the first time, and maybe that's why like it's so funny because like if I got a mic on, I'm totally okay. Every time. You've seen it happen where like I'm backstage, I'm in a really dark place. I walk out on stage and I'm really in a light place, and I get done and I'm like in a dark place again.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm in a real dark place now, and I'm trying to be as normal as possible on the show. And leave Amy Acton alone. I feel fucking bad for this person because she's a doctor.
I know.
She like didn't be
It's frustrating as hell.
I
I mean,
know.
I don't even understand the frustration.
I don't either.
I'm sure I could write a good heavy metal song about it, but
I want to go fight the people that are fucking with her, but I'm afraid they'd whip my ass. You know? It's kind of one of those things when they're going to her house. Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like there should be people that are there like, hey,
Yeah.
this is not
Fighting back.
good. This is inappropriate. You know? Hey, cut it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why doesn't Joe Biden tell him to cut the malarkey?
That'd be great.
This fucking guy can't even come out and say say anything about that malarkey.
That's true.
Yeah,
I haven't even heard that.
he's hiding.
Is Fox News telling people to not wear masks and shit and talking about freedom?
I don't think Fox News is going too far. Let's look at that because I haven't really.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I haven't. That's something I should be looking into, right? Because that's the place. But I don't think Fox News goes that hard.
Yeah, because this is a very small group, and they're getting so much attention too. It's been said, but
I mean, they get more than any of the other companies.
yeah, people give a shit. They're allowed to do whatever they want. I mean, it looks nothing like an actual protest. This is crisis actor shit. This is my crisis actor shit.
I don't think it's crisis actor, but I do think that like this has money behind it. Where it's like if somebody gave me $500,000 in dark money, I could make something happen.
Okay.
You don't think so? If you have $500,000 and you were able to like
Yeah, you could set up
place ads,
Worldwide
and
protests or whatever.
you could make shit happen.
Sure.
I think. And in the numbers that they're doing it,
That's true.
that's what it looks like happened. They handed consultants a bunch of fucking money. These consultants put targeted ads on Facebook and Instagram, and then people the same fucking people that get mad every time started to get mad again because that's what they do. That's their whole life. They just get mad.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened. I know it. I don't think they're crisis. There might be some crisis actors, but I really think this is it's one of those things that they do.
Yeah.
I'm
really.
on Fox
actually,
News.
They never really protested this much fervor. I mean,
They did, though. They did. When Obama was
for
president.
racism, Obama. I guess Tea Party.
This is the Tea Party, dude.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And I've seen people saying it, and it's like, we should take this fucking seriously, because guess what? Fucking Tea Party won. That's like, the Tea Party actually won.
Yeah.
And now we're dealing with the ramifications of that right now.
Right.
And now there's a new one brewing. And it's like, we kind of look at it like, oh, that can't work. But it worked.
Right.
It could work again.
Yeah.
You know? Fox News is Governor Cuomo, 66% of new hospitalizations in New York are people who were at home. Debate ensues as city gives drugs and alcohol to homeless addicts in hotels. Oh, God. They're mad about that now. Positive coronavirus history may disqualify U.S. military applicants from serving. That's good. Yeah. It all just looks like they're doing regular Fox News
They're
shit.
just trying to report on it. They're not telling everybody that the boot of the government's on our necks.
I mean, Tucker Carlson talked about how elites don't want you to question their coronavirus policies.
Okay, that's good.
They're more sly though.
There's
Fox.
somebody that slid into one of those daily local newsletters. I think it was 614 Now, is like a daily newsletter where they wrap up like 5 stories from the week, you know, and they'll have some restaurant openings, some live events. But there was one that said alternate information about coronavirus, and I read it, and it was this guy that wrote this gigantic 8-paragraph long thing with all these different people that were questioning it, and then 614 Now had to apologize.
Why did they post it?
They thought they were being...
That's a money thing.
I thought they were being maybe provocative, or
but that's like what
telling both sides.
That's what dark money can. You can do shit with dark money that gets stuff out there to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can make something that's big enough. I don't know. It's they're talking about Lori Loughlin's college admission scandal case.
Oh yeah,
still.
that's not going away.
That rocks though. That's a good one. That's worth watching.
I was listening to a podcast and they were recapping a Bill Maher episode that he just did, and Jay Leno was on there, and he was doing jokes about Jussie Smollett and Lori Loughlin.
Oh my god! On what?
On Bill Maher's show.
Oh my god, that's so embarrassing, dude. Hey, have you heard this? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Hey, AOC tells Democratic Socialists it's their responsibility to create the conditions for a general strike.
Okay.
That's a Fox News story that's reported a negative.
I know. I think that's great. That's good news.
Dwayne Dog Chapman believes his late wife Beth would approve of his new fiance.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Dog's in the fucking news again.
Yeah, we love Dog.
No, we don't. He got canceled. Remember, he used the N-word.
Oh, I know. I don't mean I meant on Fox.
Fox people.
I don't love Dog.
Fox people would watch a fucking dog commentary show like Sean Hannity.
They just have a parallel history in a way.
They do.
Like they don't know a lot of the stuff that we're into. And they seem to hang on to their people for really long. Even with remember how weird the 2016 guest list was? The people that showed up at the Republican National Convention? Wasn't it
Yeah, because nobody would do it.
But it was all celebs though.
Yeah. There was like Scott Baio.
Yeah.
And the Navy SEAL parents.
Yes.
There were Benghazi people there. They had Dana White.
Yes.
From the UFC. But they asked a ton of people. I was listening to Howard Stern one day, and he was interviewing Jimmy Fallon. And he was like, or maybe it wasn't Jimmy Fallon. It was somebody, he was Jimmy Kimmel or something. I can't remember. It was one of his old friends, you know? And he was like, Tom Brady said, Howard Stern's like, Donald asked me to do the Republican convention, but I don't like what he's doing, so I decided not to do it. But it was a sicky situation for me because me and him are friends. And he was like, did you have that experience? And Tom Brady was like, yeah, he asked me to do it too. And I just couldn't do it. I just didn't want to do it. He was like, it'll just get you in trouble.
Nuclear heat.
He didn't even say he's not like a pro-Trump person. He was just like, there is no bonus to doing it.
Yeah, he wants to be on cereal boxes
or
sell cars or something.
Howard Stern did reveal that Trump told him one time that he wanted Ivanka to marry Tom Brady. That was like his goal, and he was like trying to set it up and
really
stuff. Yeah, they talked about it. It's like he's such he's the president of the United States of America.
He's bird brain.
He's
TV maniac. Bird brain.
Yeah, I can't believe he's the fucking president.
I know.
He flies around in Air Force One and shit, and people still are like, they play Hail to the Chief and they pledge allegiance to the flag and stuff like that, and he's the president.
Yeah, telling people to shoot up with bleach.
Yeah. Hey, fucking shine a light on it. See if that takes care of it.
Yeah.
He said shine lights on it. Coronavirus probably get killed by shining a light on it. Yeah. You know?
He said he also did it's gonna warm up and this thing's just gonna go away.
I know. He doesn't understand anything. You're right. Bird brain is the most perfect representation of who he is. Before we go, it's the Gap is about to reopen too.
We don't need that.
And they're complaining because there's no uniformity here. We don't have any uniformity on the rules, and it's like, how about you create a uniform set of rules?
Yeah.
And then you do it and make it the good rules. But also just, we don't need the gap.
They're saying in every state the rules are different, so they have to
Yes.
develop protocols.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's awful the way that they have to be forced to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
This is not, once again, this isn't your family. You aren't a part of the Gap family.
No.
They're like, oh, fuck, we have to buy gloves, for all these hoity-toity coastal people,
Yeah.
But in Dallas, we can force them to not wear masks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're not going to have masks and shit like
No.
that anywhere. I don't think there's enough of them to, and I think every single state and every single city in America is going to have a place, and probably already has a place that doesn't allow face masks.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, money is the problem. People need it, but we can also just get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, we could give it to people too. We could.
Yeah,
there's
that would
actually
solve problems.
Here's the thing: we could give the money to people, and I know a bunch of people that have a bunch of money in my mind. They just rolls around in my mind. It's like, well, Jeff Bezos could pay us out each $2,000, and then next month Bill Gates, and then next month fucking, and then they could keep doing that.
Right.
They could keep rotating that, and fuck them if they don't like it.
Right. Makes sense.
Like they can afford that.
Sure.
Fucking sick country. Fucking sick ass country.
It is.
That's the show, baby.
Thanks for listening to Street Fight Radio. We will be back later this week on Sunday night. We're doing a Street Fight call-in. You can let us know what work is like in your area, the zany people that are threatening doctors in your area. Let us know what's going on in the wild world of Corona in your neck of the woods. That's happening this Sunday, 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. Means TV just launched a game, Tonight We Riot. I had the early build of it, and I was playing it. And hopefully we'll be streaming it sometime soon. Possibly Friday, I'm thinking. Me and Brian are going to jump on Twitch and play a little bit of Tonight We Riot.
Yeah,
it's
I'll have a controller maybe.
Yes. It'll be a lot of fun, and it's a cool game. So look forward to that. It's coming soon. Also, if you want more of what we do, Patreon's the place to be. And, of course, we have lots of Gumball shirts left and zines. So if you want to support the show, head to store.streetfightradio.com where you can get merch and other things. We will see you on Sunday. Peace.
I'm getting a lot of packages tomorrow. Wonder when my Garth Brooks